my name is Adam. I have suffered from over a decade of chronic stress that was onset by just constantly pushing and pushing, whether it was building my businesses since my teenage years or doing an insane amount of exercise. I became addicted to really intense exercise, working out 5, 6, 7 times a week, never taking breaks, never taking a vacation. And over time, there were always signs leading up to my condition turning into a really serious illness. But the straw that broke the camel's back was I had a routine medical procedure and woke up the next morning with complete paralysis of the left side of my body, the left side of my face. I had extreme anxiety, fatigue. I started to lose a lot of functionality, the ability to speak, as well as constant nausea. I had a lot of joint pain, muscle aching, and eventually over the next year or two, I ended up having some skin issues where it got so extreme due to all of the adrenaline rushing through my body that I wasn't even able to put clothes on due to how irritated my skin became at one point. So that's kind of a background of some of the conditions that I was suffering, and hopefully we can leave those in the rearview mirror now. Okay, so I was looking at another piece of medical equipment to try to bring me back to life, and one of the reps that represented that product told me to check out Reorigin. I had already been doing a big brain retraining program, but what really set Reorigin apart to me was the community, and Ben, the creator, had actually gone through a limbic issue with Lyme disease, and he had gone through this process, and I was really impressed. He reached out to me and scheduled a call, and I was blown away by the amount of, he's such a wealth of knowledge, and he's always trying to educate himself further on brain retraining, and you can tell and feel that helping people with limbic issues is a real passion of his, and it comes through when you talk to him. He's also an excellent mentor and example of kind of how I hope to one day mirror my own emotions and neurology, because he's just so calm and collected, but he's also able to just express himself extremely well, and he lays out the information so that people that might be having issues kind of focusing or looking at a computer can really soak up all the information. And it honestly, it's important to have a connection with the people in the program, because the person who created the program isn't just talking the talk. He's actually walking the walk, and he's honest about it. Even he's years out of his illness, and he's still using these techniques to integrate all of the things that he's teaching you into his own life. And so it's very inspirational to work or to be in a program that's created by somebody like that. And then also I want to say the mods, Katie, are excellent, because she's another person who's not just talking the talk, she's walking the walk. She has a phenomenal attitude and creates a really positive environment where everybody just feels comfortable, where they can share what's going on and we can all learn from each other. So that was what really stood out to me. Everybody's super understanding and compassionate, and unlike the other programs, this is a real living program with real humans that care about your success, and it's very clear. So to explain Reorigin, you have to understand that everybody essentially has this internal dialogue, or these constant thoughts that are always running through their mind, and whatever your story is, whatever your internal dialogue is actually important, because it's how you perceive the world. So if you have very good thoughts and a great internal dialogue, you're going to perceive everything as wonderful. But some people have kind of not ideal internal self-talk that doesn't really serve them. So what Reorigin kind of aims to do is first pull yourself out of your mind, and let's just watch and observe, be a curious observer of your thoughts and your emotions, and maybe just take some notes. And if you find thoughts or patterns of thinking or perceiving the world, what Reorigin does, once you've observed what your internal self-talk is, now we can start to retrain these thought patterns. And over time, the negative old patterns go away, because you have now learned to kind of program your brain to these better thought patterns. And the reason that that is important is because when you have this positive self-talk, it actually sends messages from your brain into your body to just relax and calm down. And then this is where the healing can take place. Because if you have a lot of very negative self-talk and negative thought patterns, you're actually telling your body that it's not safe to be doing whatever you're doing. So that's kind of a summary, if I could say it, of like how this program actually works. Okay, so I can remember when I started Reorigin, I was having incredible difficulty just staring at a screen. So I really appreciated the fact that Ben made these videos just like a few minutes long so that I could actually pay attention and absorb all of the information. The other thing I recall was I'm very visual. I really like visual things, and one of my favorite parts of the course was Ben laying out how these mind loops, but actually diagramming it and showing exactly how your mind is working, and then how we can kind of retrain it through the process of Reorigin. And then I kind of really, like I was saying earlier, the community aspect, like it's not like a course where, like a typical online course where all of the information is fixed. There's a live community of people that are always contributing and adding and making sure that you're doing, that you're keeping up with your end of the bargain and staying committed, so you get that accountability. And also, I really enjoy the fact that Ben is always adding videos. He's always bringing in experts on the subject matter, and this kind of kept me engaged, because let's just be honest, life happens. There's gonna be ups and downs in the recovery, and Reorigin make sure that they're staying with you as you go through the process, and I really appreciated that. But yeah, I'd say the main thing I really enjoyed was the community aspect, where everybody here wants to get better and we're all trying to be a positive impact on each other. Okay, so the group coaching is by far my favorite part of Reorigin, because you actually get to be part of a group of people who really want to get better. But what's really neat about it is it's a 12-week program, and you can actually see week to week everybody getting better. Even if they can't see it, if you're just being a good observer, you will see people making massive strides and people's energy changing, their thought loops changing, and then that turns into healing, and everybody just kind of feeds off of that momentum as we all kind of get better. Because maybe you're not having the best week, but somebody else may have had a wonderful week, and you can kind of participate in celebrating their achievements. And then when you're having a great week, you can share your achievements, and you have a team of people that are backing you up and cheering you on. I found what was really interesting about the group coaching was it's hard to sometimes remember all the things that you go through with one of these illnesses. And what was cool was somebody would ask a question, and I would also, when they asked the question, I would realize that that's a question that I had too, and I didn't think to ask it. So learning from each other's experiences was really fun, even if you didn't think you had anything in common with that person. And then I really enjoy the weekly challenges, which give us a little bit of accountability, where you really have to put an action into your recovery, because this isn't just going to happen by you sitting on the couch. You actually have to do something. And I actually got one of the challenges was to do something that we're not good at, and I ended up starting a hobby that I'm really into now. So I'm very grateful for just the accountability, the challenges, the people, and the atmosphere is really good. The part of Reorigin that I thought was the most powerful piece of learning was the ability to become what's called like a curious observer of your thoughts and emotions. So being able to pull out and kind of look at yourself from a third person part of you, like what is the mind doing? Because the thing about the mind is it's gonna think. You can't stop it from thinking. So what's so cool about Reorigin is it's gonna give you the ability to not only observe your thoughts and emotions, but also to reprogram your thought patterns at a subconscious level, which takes a little bit of time and commitment. And over time, you notice those old ways of thinking just kind of go away. And then you install these new positive thoughts that make you feel better. And your healing process can kind of get going at that point. I have a lot. There's so many positive changes for me. I'm so excited and optimistic for like the future now. So I have, number one is like I finally have the ability to just be completely present and in the moment, which just is so much fun. I can like find the sense, like this feeling of joy without needing to accomplish anything. I just have like an abundant sense of like joy within my body, which I didn't have a few months ago. And that's so cool to just have, to not have a reason to be happy, just walk around and be happy because I'm choosing to be happy today. I just have like a really nice internal feeling and going on, like I have positive thoughts going on in my head most of the time. And if I don't, then I'm able to catch it because I am an expert observer of my thoughts and emotions now. So I also like have this incredible ability to feel like gratitude, like for the smallest reasons, just like the gratitude for just being alive, or the gratitude for having breath, or friends and family, and just having gratitude all of the time. My interactions with like my friends and family is so much smoother, and also like with strangers, because I'm not like building thoughts all the time in my head. I'm just present and I can just enjoy people. I can enjoy like relationships. I can have wonderful conversations without taking things personally or extrapolating things in my mind. And I just have like this amazing ability to just let go of things, which is very important for just your overall health. And then my biggest win is hard to explain to somebody who hasn't experienced it, but if you're somebody that spends so much time thinking in your mind, you just spend all day up here, you tend to disassociate from the neck down, and you don't really feel what's going on inside of your body. And what Reorigin did, and I remember it because I circled it on the calendar, on the 54th day of brain retraining, I actually came back into my body. Like I didn't realize I had separated from my body. And that was like, it only lasted a few hours the first time, but now, and then it progressed to like a day, 2 days, and now most of the time I can spend coming back into my body, because I like to say I was a mind with a body, and now I'm a body with a mind. You don't really want to spend all of your time thinking. I like to compare thinking to like a dessert. It's like something you should only do like here and there, because it's an indulgence. And realistically, like we're more meant to spend time in our body. And I have these great sensations. I think I was avoiding spending time in my body because all of the pain and the suffering, but now that I feel calmer and more relaxed, I can really come into my body and just feel nice. And then when I was spending a lot of time inside of my mind, I was holding a lot of tension in my body that I did not realize. So Reorigin kind of allowed me to let go of the tension in my body by relaxing my mind first. Okay, so if you're thinking about trying Reorigin, I definitely encourage you guys to take the leap. Your future self is definitely gonna thank you. And I know it's tempting to keep going to more and more doctors and more specialists, but the truth is that you actually have everything that you need within you already to heal. So I would highly encourage you to give brain retraining and Reorigin a shot, commit to it, and you will see the results.